Okay, Adam, I'm here. I'm going to review your set with Nerva. Haven't seen this at all yet, so this will be the first time. Just going to jump right into it. So I'm gonna okay, great. Hey, good start. Just hitting him. He's hitting you. Fun stuff. Go for an epic downer there. Okay, yeah, okay, so this is the first thing I want to really stress in your play versus Nerva. So you played quite well, no complaints for any of this. Let him get over you, but that's fine. It's the start of the set. Okay, yeah. So here, you like maybe some sort of slingshot or something, or maybe you just like ran away and jumped towards him. Uh, Frankly, you should just really never be doing this versus Nerva, basically ever, just because he likes to nair a lot, and you know this. So versus Nerva, you really just have to play like super grounded and shield heavy. That's what I do versus Nerva at least, and it seems to work a lot. Because that forces him to grab you, and frankly, Palu doesn't get as good follow-ups off a grab at like this. At zero, you can get an air anyway, but at like what percent were you even at? I don't think you're at zero. You hit him here, don't get the follow-up. Okay, so he's like already like coming at you, right? Like nairing whatever. You need to like in this moment be like, okay, he's got me cornered. He's going to try to just cover the area in front of me to get into stage with like a nair. And you just have to play like so patient and so defensive in this particular position. Right, and then you like jump into the nair that he was actually already doing. I mean, like, obviously it wasn't like reactable. Like I'm pausing it, but uh, when you're like trying to run away from Nerva in that point, you don't like jump back into it because he likes to nair and he's going to be there. So already you just want to be thinking like, okay, forgot, now I need to just play grounded again, right? He's got a little conversion, but still not bad. It's like perfectly even. Okay, you immediately go high here, which like I kind of get because like he can kill you, right? But I feel like here you could have just gone to ledge here. In general, right? Like going above ledge is a mix-up, right? It's going to be less safe in general compared to going to ledge. So mix-ups like that, you typically don't want to use at the start of the set, right? Because it's way safer for him to not commit to covering that, right? Or it's way safer for him to commit to covering you going high than it is for him to commit to you going to ledge. So I would, at the start of the set, at the very least, just go to ledge, right? And then once you go to ledge, then you force him to respect it, and then your mix-up of going high works a lot better. But see, like, he was able to, like, no commitment, just hit that every time. Then you go high again. So, obviously, you played Nerva a lot, so there's obviously some, info and data that you guys have on each other already, so I can't speak to that. So, obviously, that changes things a little bit. But, in general, I think it's still a good principle to, play very conservatively on your mix-ups on ledge at the start of the set, and then you can start going high as like a mix-up. But this just kind of reeks of desperation already, and you're going to get hit a lot for it. But now you get to reset a little bit. Okay, this is good. Okay, you're taking it nice and slow. Get hit, it's no problem. Gets the tech chase, it happens. You're still alive. Now you go to ledge, and you're fine, right? Okay, so now this is in the moment where you need to take control back, right? You're at 109%, but you're not dead. It could be a while before he finds that kill confirming. Now you're an advantage, so you want to find a way to take control back from the game, right? You don't want to overextend because that puts him back into a position of advantage, and then he will take the stock. So you want to make it right now as hard as possible for him to take the stock from you and play as conservatively and patient as possible in your advantage. So let's see what you do. Okay, very good. So you didn't like overcommit to covering the neutral getup or anything. Good so far. All right, perfect. Yeah. You're the Falcon player, so I won't try not to talk about character specific stuff like this, but because like obviously you could have killed him here, but you didn't, and it just seems like kind of risky to go for some like weirder conversions like this versus someone like Nerva where it's so important to not get reversaled for one, right? You don't want to ever get reversaled by Nerva because it's already so hard to win neutral, right? You want to take as much as you can when you get it. It's like it's I mean, I guess it was kind of close, but like he's going to DI it, right? Now you're getting reversaled. So maybe in general versus Nerva, maybe I would recommend. Also, since I know you said that Palu's kind of just weird to combo with Falcon, just play it like a little safer with like your follow-ups. You know, it's like, okay, you got the up air, and it's like you could have just ledge trapped him again, right? You didn't have to try to go for that. And like you have to admit it was a little greedy, right? Like it would have been awesome if you got it, but like he's at 50. Come on, you don't have to be going for the kill there at that percent. And so, and that also just goes a lot to like how your mentality should be for the set, right? If you're on stock one of the very first game and you're already like thinking you gotta like cheese him at 50% in order to even up the game, like the set's already over, right? So you just want to be, at least at the start of the set, right? Be very confident that you can actually just win neutral and win advantage and just like get your ledge traps safely and just win that way. Like you're in no position to like need to make a comeback at this point. So I just like play a little safer, at least at the start of the set with your conversions, and make him really feel like he has to work for everything. And that will just completely change the whole mentality for both players in the set. That was good. That was horrible DI, but it was kind of slick by him. All right, great conversion. Good conversion, but then you like this final up air, right? Or you come back here, right? He's way up here, right? He's like way up here. So immediately when you juggle your opponent and up there, you need to think, okay, this is where they're going to try to steal stage control from me, right? That should be on your mind whenever you are juggling someone is, okay, they have two options. They can go to ledge, or they can try to steal stage control. Again, it's the start of the set, so you want to cover the option that's going to put you in the best position no matter what. We're just going to be covering this area here. So when you're juggling your opponent, you want to apply pressure to this space in the center stage on this platform and force him to go to ledge so you can continue the ledge trap, right? And that just exerts so much pressure that you just can't give up doing that, at least at the start of the set. You know, obviously once you get more data and maybe you've conditioned him to start going to ledge, right, then you can make this read and up air here and try to get him there. But in general, you want to cover this area way more because it has the highest reward for him. So if you don't condition him to go over here, he's going to try to steal stage, and that's what happens here. And you see, you commit to this up air like way over here, like at ledge. And I don't know if maybe that was like an execution thing but even still, it's like you don't really want to be operating this close to ledge when you're juggling your opponent. You want to be here. You want to be maintaining stage. So like really just constantly think about it. It's like, okay, how can I make my opponent never feel comfortable stealing stage? Because now you're basically in a position of disadvantage. We reset neutral, so it kind of worked out fine. So this is some just neutral happening here. No one's really hitting each other. It's all good. And then what happens? So Nerva does like this run up shield thing, which is good, right? Like because he's good at neutral, so he knows okay, I just need to take some space, corner him a little bit, and you know you're a very movement based player, so this is how you beat a player like you. Until you know you're kind of out of space, and now you're feeling maybe I need to make something happening because he has all the stage control. They end up just kind of like running into what he's doing. But what G really need to do is he need to do what he was doing and just inch forward with shield, right? And make him respect the space that you control with your shield. And then he's gonna have to either move back or he's gonna cross you up, and then you can take stage control, something like that. But like, you can't just be dashing around when you don't have that kind of space or dashing near him. You have to, you know, you can like dash, but or you can walk because you can shield faster out of a walk, but you just want to inch close and shield, right? You can't risk just getting hit raw and neutral like that, like nothing even happened. So you just have to, like, neutral should be a game of like rock paper scissors, right? And you in this situation, you like jumped into it, like you just kind of like ran into here and then like jumped into him and then got hit, right? There's no like real rock paper scissors going on here. Like that was just kind of what I would consider like a flaw in your neutral, right? Or a flaw in your footsies, really, is a better way of putting it. So your footsies should always be, okay, how can I move to take stage control, right? Maybe you were jumping there because you're trying to hit him, so maybe you're like moving to try to hit him. But versus Nerva, you just got to be so careful and try to get stage control first. And, you know, you're not going to win like air to airs versus Palu like that as Falcon. So you want to get him in the air while you're on the ground, then you can start juggling and stuff like that. Very good. You see, like that was fine, right? That was just kind of unfortunate. Like you're applying pressure, but then Palu's Paluing and B2 in the air there. That's not what I'm talking about, but you know that sometimes happens. I do like this pressure, but once again, just like because you know Falcons are just not going to win in this scenarios because Palu aerials are really good. Falcons are good too, but you know, you just want to avoid getting reversaled as much as you can, right? Because that's just like free neutral wins for Nerva, or just free interaction wins for Nerva. You just want to make those interaction wins as hard as possible. It's like, yeah, you were threatening hitting with a back air. It would have been nice if you got the back air there, but a back air really wouldn't have killed, right? It would have been better maybe to bait that out on the ground and try to whiff punish something, right? Than try to meet him in the air, or even just try to shield it and maintain stage control, and then, you know. So I mean, it's fine, of course, not to realize these things immediately, but these are the adaptations that you should be thinking of by this time in the set, right? It's like, okay, well, he's hitting me in the air, so I'm going to, at least for the moment, I'm going to start playing way more defensive and way more grounded, shielding, like dash back with punishing when I'm in those states of advantage instead of trying to hit him in the air like that. Okay, he's just getting some tech chases. He has like a slight lead, but it's important to realize that it's really not that big of a lead. I kind of like the idea. I'm going to try to not stop so much on every interaction that's going on. It's all pretty new stuff, though. So you're on the ledge trap. You know, sometimes you just miss, but you had the roll there. Love that. So you're at the ledge. Okay. So you're at the ledge. You're kind of throwing out some stuff, which I understand, right? Because you kind of want to just get the kill. And I'm kind of guilty of this too. You're just kind of throwing out a lot of stuff, like a couple dares. Something you'll notice when you watch like really good players, right, is the restraint they show at ledge. Like players like MK Leo, SkyJ, Spargo, stuff like that. It's like they can hit like the down airs, 2 frames, stuff like that. But I'm always like so intrigued about when they decide to go for it and when they don't. And the truth is, you really just get one opportunity to try, right? You just get one, and then if you don't, then it's ledge trap time, right? Here you took like 3 tries, right? Or really just 2 that mattered because you had plenty of time after the down tilt. So you nair trying to catch him, then you down tilt here. But you have time to get it down air maybe, so you down air. You missed. That was your one shot. Now it's time to start ledge trapping. And the reason why, of course, is because now you're in a prime position to get reversal. So you get one shot. In general, you get one shot, unless you like super mistime the first one. It's like super early, and then maybe you get another one. But even still, I'm always surprised when I watch top players. Like they were super early on the one they tried, and they probably could have tried another, but they don't even bother because it's like it's not worth the reversal. Getting reversal is like the worst thing that can happen to you as a player. Like it is what separates good players from bad players, and and by bad players I mean like not top players, right? Top players get reversal way less because like that's when you're actually playing the game. It's when you're not getting reversal, and you make your opponents actually work for things. If you give your opponents free wins, like it doesn't matter how good your neutral is, or it doesn't matter how good your punish game is, because your opponent just gets wins for free. It's the tech chase, no big deal, and you get epic falcon kick from the corner. That was probably some misinput. I assume here you didn't mean to just like turn around and not do anything. Here you probably just didn't have to waste your jump. Probably just could up beat there, right? Get under there, and then go up B. You get hit because you jump, but it happens. No one recovers perfectly all the time. Okay, so that was a pretty epic conversion by Nerva. Let's take a look at like what actually happens. So you try to hit him in the air again, but it's Pally, so invincible back air. Big combo. It looks like you tried to nair out of this. I've been recently at low percents like that when I'm getting comboed. Is just jumping out, to be honest. I know it's like just bad to have the same habits in general, but like at low percents like that, you don't want to air dodge because that's so easy to frame trap. You don't want to land with a move because that's also so easy to punish. It's like after that dash attack, just jump away and try to probably jump back to this platform and try to maybe find some way to steal stage control. And that's just something you really want to think about. It's like when you're behind, it's really easy to want to just like throw out moves and swing a little bit to try to like get your neutral win and try to even things up. But really you want to think, okay, when I'm behind, it's so important for me to take as little damage as possible. Right? That's where your focus should shift to. Right? Like damage is something, or winning interactions is something you more think about when you're in the lead. When you're behind, you want to think, how do I minimize the damage I'm taking right now? And for me, that would mean like, okay, after the dash attack, jump out, right? Just jump out, don't worry about it. Like, yeah, you could punish a jump, but probably not if you drift away and just spend a little stage control to guarantee you don't take any more damage for the moment. But now, you did like some move, I think. Now you're jumping out, but now you're at like mid% kind of, so now he kind of gets to follow that. Now you have like no resources, but you make it back because you drifted back to the platform, which you could have done a little earlier. But still, you're only at 62%. So you're seeing him nair into you. So now I really hope you're thinking, okay, don't jump, which is good. You just hold shield and you roll. I don't know if you meant to run off like that. You're trying to make some cheese stuff happen, which I kind of respect. These dares are not working out, unfortunately. That's the American air dodge. Can't blame you though. I'd done it too. By the way, I just want to say I love it when you do like the run up jab stuff. It's like such a good like burst option, and it's like I always feel like so bad when I get hit by it, but it's like a really good option. All right, and then here, I know it's like you're probably thinking it's like over, right? But at least from a mental standpoint for me, I always try, like even if I know the game's lost, I'm not going to be able to win. I at the very least try to take control of the game by the end of it, right? Even if I know I'm going to lose. So here, I would like to see you do something like that. You have some control, it's working, you're playing some neutral. You get this. All right, so now this is like your big opening, right? This is like your shot, right? It's like maybe you won't win the game off this, but you have to you want to make this count just for like your own mental and for future data for the next game And so, also just so you kind of get in the habit of doing this for the next games, is just like, okay, I get this hit, he's off stage, I have to make this really count, play really nice, play real safe, not overextend. You don't want to do that, right? Like run off soft knee. Uh, because like, you know, it was like such a small chance of that like working or hitting. Like, yeah, like maybe you could have gotten a kill off of that. Um, but even still, it's like such a deficit, you know. It's like honestly not even worth trying to win off of something like that, because like you have to take the stock and then maybe you get a conversion. I think it's way more worth it to try to win by actually just playing really safe, really solid, and then trying to win that way instead of like a Hail Mary attempt like this. And you know, something else that just does for you is it, like I said, it takes control of the game for the future games. But here, this makes you just feel out of control, and now you're in disadvantage. And of course, he's going to hit the ledge trap, which wasn't a problem because of your ledge option. It was a problem because you put yourself at ledge and hit back on stage when you didn't need to at all. That was annoying to combo. I'm liking this so far. Go for the side B, it's fine. Yeah, see, like, you did the jump out, like, pretty much exactly what I said before, so that's good. It looks like you're feeling maybe a little more comfortable at the start of the new game. You make good decisions like that. Alright. Let's see how you handle this ledge trap. You are extend or not. Oh, very good, very good. Okay, so this is something that just like a little greedy, right? Which, you know, I wouldn't say is like horrible, but I think it's just like indicative of maybe your mindset as you're playing, right? Like maybe you're just kind of like in neutral mode, like you're just playing like hard neutral. It's like, okay, any opportunity I can, I'm going to try to hit him. You know, swing from ledge, get behind him. You have won this interaction. You have stolen stage, but instead you try to immediately up B because you found that you're behind him. You cornered him. It's like, oh no. Objectively in this situation, maybe it'd be good for me to up B and maybe get a hit. But like, come on, you're like literally winning. You have just one disadvantage there. You have stolen stage control. You got off ledge safely, and you just give it up for this, which like wouldn't kill. Would do like a little bit of percent. There's just no need to do this. So you know, like when you're off stage, you have to like immediately switch modes, right? Which, you know, it's something I struggle with a lot too. Is you have to go from this feeling or like this mindset of how am I going to win this interaction, right? And you, as soon as you get off stage and you're at ledge, you have to think, how am I going to reset neutral? It has to be your absolute top priority. And the fact that you did this shows me that that is not your absolute top priority on the forefront of your mind. But it needs to be every single time you get to ledge. It has to be, how do I reset neutral? And it has to not be, how do I reversal from this position? But you didn't get punished, fortunately, but you see now you're in the corner, and now you're getting hit for it, right? Which could have been so much different if you just kept stage control. Like it seems like minor things, right? But you have to realize how if, you know, at the top level of Smash or even the high level of Smash, you know, give an inch, they'll take a mile, right? It's like, well, you know, you didn't get hit for that up B, but you lost like a bit of stage control, you know, instead of having 60% of stage behind you, you had like 40% of stage behind you. That just shifted the tables for Nerva to win that interaction. Now he's just getting all of this, right? And now he's gonna kill you, maybe. Oh, yep. And see. I mean, you were pretty much just in a bad position here. It's like, nothing you did individually here was that wrong. It was more just being put in the situation. And Nerva, of course, capitalizing very well. And just kind of reading your options really well. And that was funny. That was a funny Falcon kick. That's another thing I want to talk about is like this last interaction, which I'm sure you know already. But there's no reason to pressure here. Which, yeah, it's another thing that's seems like it's not that big a deal, right? Like, you can pressure here. But the truth of the matter is, it's, like, never worth it, like, ever. And you're getting to the level of play where it's, like, you kind of have to play, I won't say, like, degenerate, but you have to play, like, the actual, like, statistics, numbers thing here, where it's Nerva's on this platform, which is an objectively disadvantageous position, because he has no stage control. But you can totally just wait for the platform to go away. Like, he has to come back eventually, right? It's not like you're camping out from behind because the platform is actually just going to go away and he's going to have to come to stage, and then you can have a better chance of hitting him. So it's really more about, not like, it's not camping for the sake of camping to get him to come in. In this case, it's you could wait and have an objectively better situation to interact with, so you should do it. And so here, right, you get pivot grabbed and you die. You could have just waited, right? And you probably won't even wait for the platform to, like, go away anyway. He'll probably just come down himself. But you could wait, so you should definitely wait. You can, so you should. Then here, there's, like, always a big feeling you have when you lose a stock and you're behind. It's like, okay, I'll use my invincibility to hit them and even things up real quick. Especially when you play like Falcon, right? Or not even Falcon, but just like a character that can kill at 70%. It's like, okay, I just gotta, like, get the kill and see, and no problem. But, pretty soon you realize you're going to run out of invincibility. Now you're getting reversal. Not really reversal, you're just, like, losing neutral. Because your invincibility ran away. So what you gotta do is, like, okay, invincibility. The goal of your invincibility is to take stage control, because they cannot stop you from doing it. They cannot hit you away from the center of stage. So that is the absolute goal, is to corner your opponent, not to hit them. You want to corner your opponent with an invincibility. Otherwise, something like this will happen. I like the attempt, honestly. Wish that wasn't that play button in the way. Yeah, it's just like a delicate game here. Like, I totally get it. Like, you could have killed him here, but, like, it just wasn't a true combo. And that's something that, as, like, we both play combo characters like this, that, it's not like our combos are all kind of fake in a way. So I understand the thought process here. But, like, it also would have been nice if you just hadn't gone for that, because it wasn't true, and you just would have kept up pressure, because now you've just lost stage control. And once you lost stage control, you feel pressured, so then you Falcon kick from the corner, which isn't going to work. Now you're getting hit. When you could have just, gotten that up air and then immediately just run back to center stage. Which I just wish I saw you try doing more. Like, I know you do it a lot, right? But I feel like versus Nerva, you just kind of have, like, this feeling that you just got to, like, kill him and make it even. Because I see you versus, like, a lot of other players in Gainesville. It's like, you just kind of get, like, the guaranteed hits, then you retreat. You just got to do that way more, and then you just will feel how in power and how in charge you are in every situation once you do that, instead of immediately giving it up to Nerva. And also, like, you've, like, whipped a billion upbeats in a row, so I kind of hope you just, like, don't do it like the rest of the game. I don't know why this play button is here. I don't know. It's kind of annoying me. Excellent. So you just need to see this as, like, an even game. Even stocks means even game. like that conversion. Yeah, tilt. Oh, beautiful. That's what we've been waiting for. It doesn't even kill him, though. Sucks that your side gets beat by that back here. This is that edge guard you were telling me about. But you make it back. Oh, well, he gets you there. That happens sometimes. Beautiful conversion. Alright. I like that chase. And that's beautiful as well. See, it's even. Even game. Oh, I love the Phantom Footstool. You get hit anyway, though. That's always me. I've started Phantom Footstooling more. And it's like, oh, I get Phantom Footstools. Like, where do I go? And I'm just landing right in front of them. And then I get hit. So you want to think about, okay, it might be something you want to start considering, because I need to as well. So once you Phantom Footstool, it's like, where do you want to go? It's so tempting, right? Once you get the Phantom Footstool, to then be like, okay, I have a whole other jump to schmix them with, so I'm going to, like, jump towards them, is what you do. But, like, really you just want to use that jump to not schmix them, to hit them. You want to schmix them to get out of disadvantage. So you probably would have been fine just continuing to retreat. And sometimes it's good to spend your stage control to, or not stage control because you're not in control, but spend some stage to just get back to the ground, because you definitely don't want to be in the air versus Palu. Okay, right, so here. Like, you're just getting hit, which is fine. That's just, like, neutral and Palu and advantage, you know? It's, like, nothing big. It's just the game being played. Okay, you get behind him. You spot dodge. You're fine. And then you, like, jump into him. Like, there's no reason in this situation to start being aggressive like that. You, like I said earlier, you are off stage at this moment. Your goal should not be at all to hit him. Should not be at all to be the aggressor. Your goal here should be to reset neutral. You have now achieved that goal in this moment. And now you need to, like, truly reset neutral here. Like, you need to get away. You have to make space. And you want to play neutral in the space that Falcon likes to play neutral, right? Like, you don't want to be right up next to Palu, because Palu's going to nair you. If in any other situation in neutral, you would tell me the exact same thing, right? It's like, I would never want to engage with Palu when I am right next to her, because you lose that. And so your goal here should be, okay, get away, get some space. I have the whole stage in front of me to get some stage control. Why am I interacting here? Why am I jumping towards them? There's no need. Okay, once again. Okay, your goal here should be to reset neutral, like I said. I'm sure you get the idea already. You have succeeded. You have literally won disadvantage here. You have gotten up without getting hit. He's committed to a smash attack. You don't have to try to, like, punish him for it there. It's like you were lucky enough to get out with your life, but now you've allowed him to maintain stage control since you spent so many of those precious frames to try to grab him. It's like you wouldn't even have gotten really too much off of grab in that direction anyway. And now, oh, you get a little punish though. Going back to ledge, I like it. Getting a little air dodge mix up, it's fine. Yeah, bad situation, right? Oh, actually, we don't even have to rewatch it. It's just a bad situation. There's nothing wrong after that point, right? There's nothing wrong with getting hit when you're in neutral. There's nothing wrong with getting hit with disadvantage. It's when you're... once you've escaped disadvantage and you put yourself back in it. Or it's when... I mean, that's pretty much it. It's when you're in... put yourself back in. Is that the whole set? Did I start on game 2? There's no way. Or did we go through 3 games already? 3 games. So confused. It was PS2 and then Town, right? We did the PS2 game. And after that, it was Town. These guys just played a best of 3. Well, I'm thoroughly confused, but either way, I think that's maybe enough notes anyway. Hopefully, some of this stuff helps, and you realize maybe some places where you could just retake control, right? Like you don't have to immediately try to reversal out of disadvantage. You don't always have to overextend a combo. You can just take what's guaranteed, reset, right? Take what's guaranteed, reset. Once you've escaped disadvantage, like once you've, one disadvantage and you manage to get off ledge without getting hit, take that and then reset. Once you've gotten your little hits in, just take that and reset. You just got to reset way more which, it's going to feel rough because Nerva gets so much off of his interactions because, Palu is like free combos right on the whole cast. But when it comes down to it, if you really count like how many times you can he has to win an interaction in order to take your stock, it's like quite a bit. So it's like these little changes, you could definitely take things a lot further. And I know you already know how to extend your advantage really far when you play very safe and very reserved and reset a lot. So I don't really have to tell you about how to do that. You just have to remember to do it, maybe a lot more, versus Nerva specifically. I was a little confused because I really thought, it says 3-0, but I swear it was only 2 games that were streamed. There's 2 PS2 games. I don't think so. Well, I don't know. Also, doesn't seem like there's one before because you played Perk right before. I'm not sure. Either way, hope sometimes. They're talking about me in the chat. They know. Anyway, hopefully this helps. See ya.